Hey everybody, welcome to HopCast.
Thanks for coming back, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
And last week we did some anniversary beers. So this week we're doing some more anniversary beers.
We had such a good time last time. We thought we'd do a little bit more and flip the camera around a little bit so you think that we're in a different place. But
Clever.
But we're still here at the lovely small bar on Fullerton and having a good time as always. Just cracking open some beers, and we have some beers from the Ithaca Beer Company, part of their Excelsior series.
Yeah, and they're outside or up in New York, right?
Yep.
So yeah.
So these are their 11th and the 12th anniversary. Two different styles of beer. So something that they do is, make a different style of beer every year. And so the 11 is basically has coffee in it. I assume it's a dark beer with coffee.
And the 12th is a quadruple. So it's going to be boozy, sweet, monastery.
So yeah, let's jump on in. We'll go chronological and start with 11.
Well, as expected, we got a very dark beer.
Yeah.
It's jumping out of your glass. It's exciting.
Yeah, so this beer is also brewed with lactose sugar.
Okay, like the milk stout we did a couple episodes ago.
Exactly. So basically, we're looking at, I'd say, an imperial milk stout with coffee added.
Okay.
Is essentially what we're looking at.
Some milk and coffee.
Milk and coffee.
Okay.
Cheers. And not a ton of lactose in there. There's just a tiny bit of sweetness. Most, I think, actually in the finish now, it's coming out. I think it lingers a little bit more than some of the other milk stouts.
The aroma has that roasty coffeeness, but the taste, I'm missing coffee. Right? Maybe it just tastes like black old coffee, like an old pot of coffee.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because sometimes with the coffee beers, if you age them a little bit, that coffee flavor gets lost very easily and it starts to, diminish a little bit.
Yeah.
So that might be the case with this.
And if it's lactose sugars, like we said before, it's not going to create any more alcohol, so it's not eating away, it's not doing anything.
No.
Aging in that beer.
No, you're not creating any more alcohol or anything like that. I think they do bottle condition these, so any of the fermentation you're going to get from that bottle conditioning is going to be by the way of like CO2. You're going to just create it under pressure here. But I just personally, I kind of like my coffee beers like super fresh.
Yeah.
So you get like that big, huge burst of coffee.
Well, we love coffee, both of us.
Well, if you drink as much beer as we do, you need a little pick-me-up. So.
Wow, we do the ups and downs.
Yeah, we do our uppers and downers. And our needle drugs and our.
I usually take them in the rear.
Oh my God. It's Sunday afternoon. What a wonderful way to spend the Sabbath.
Yeah. That's why we're doing the quadruple next. That's
nice beer. It's got a little bit of a tartness to it as well.
Do you think that was meant to be there, or do you think that's maybe
that might be
infection?
That might be an aging thing.
Because this is probably, if this is the 11th, and we got the 12, so it could be 2 to 3 years now. Does it have a date on there?
Date.
Checking it now. I don't think so.
I don't think it does. No.
And I'm not familiar how long a task has been around.
Ithaca?
Ithaca. Oh,
Yeah. I'm not quite sure on that one, but it does taste like it might have a small bit of an infection in there. Not super unpleasant. We've had some of those where it's just been ridiculous and you can't get through it. It's just might be a small bit of just lacto in there.
I wish that coffee was a little more pronounced now. I'm sure it was before, but
yeah, that's the risk you run when you're aging certain beers. Certain beers are meant to be aged, and some just aren't.
So if you have this, open it up. Like it's probably done.
Yeah.
So
I can't see it getting any better, so I would just go ahead and do it.
Clear it out. Yeah.
In a contrast, if you're doing a Belgian style quadruple, those usually age very, very nicely. So I with the other beer that we're going to be doing in a second here, probably can benefit from quite a bit of aging. So,
well, let's finish these up and move on to that.
All right, sounds good.
I feel like we both were a little uneasy about that last one, so...
Yeah, we're looking to step it up here with the 12.
Yeah.
The 11 just had maybe a little bit too much age on it. But now we're going to go for the Belgian quad, monastery style. So, it's Eiffel Tower this or something.
It's missionary, but with the Eiffel Tower. I think we're, maybe it's upside down Eiffel Tower.
So this beer is what catches my attention the most is that it's a blend of yeast strains, different Trappist yeast strains.
Oh, that's cool.
So I am looking forward to the yeast character in this beer. I don't know about you.
We need our buddies Wayne and Michael.
We do.
They're dressed up like Trappist monks for Halloween.
It's pretty awesome. They wore monk costumes and then brought Chimay and West Mall. They are good beer folks.
So I think they could get behind this one. So.
Yeah. All right, well, let's crack it open.
Wow, that wanted to come out of the bottle.
It really did. It wanted to shoot me in the face is what it wanted to do. So yeah, we had a gusher, if you noticed from the pour. It was a little bit of an incident, but we got through it. We're left with a very effervescent beer.
Yeah.
Quite carbonated.
It's got almost like a dirty water color. Like, that's not the best way to describe it.
It's certainly murky. I assume they did no filtration on this beer whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sure we have a lot of... it probably got tossed around bringing it over here, so if it would have sat, I bet there'd be a lot of sediment at the bottom.
Yeah. The aroma is actually really quite nice. What I like about it, there's dried fruit and a lot of cherry notes in it, and you get a ton of notes from the yeast strain itself.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you are making some of these American-made Belgian-style beers are just super sweet, and they're not really supposed to be. You're supposed to get the sweet notes from the yeast and not from the actual sugar that's in the beer. And this one seems to smell like it's actually fermented a ton, and you got like a lot of yeast in it.
I think either I'm getting the yeast or I'm getting like a little bit of age on the aroma too. Because it does have, I don't know, that basement or like maybe
musty.
That's But that could be from all the yeast.
Big props to Ithaca on this one, because if you handed this to me and I smelled it, I'd be like, all right, that's from Belgium.
Damn.
That's what I'm getting off the nose. But
well, let's see how it tastes.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's carbonated. Fuck. Wow.
That is a nice beer. There is a touch of age on it. By the way, just a little bit of oxidation.
Oh, okay.
It's not like an infection like the last one, but there's a little bit of oxidation.
But yeah, the carbonation I think covers a lot of that up because it's just like bubbling and popping in your mouth, and
Extremely
then it
carbonated.
kind of fizzle away, and you get the malts and the more balanced flavors.
Quite sweet. A lot of the typical flavors that you might expect from this style of beer, the Belgian Quadrupel. So a lot of dark fruits, cherries, candy sugar, that type of thing.
It's nice. I wonder, you think they're... I'm not super familiar with the brewery. I think we've done other beers from them.
We've done them, yeah.
But I don't know if they're hand bottling them, but probably not at this level.
I don't know. With these small run beers, they may be. Like maybe they have like their larger production beers, and this is just like a small series of beers that they do, and they're in 750s. So maybe their bottling line can't handle those bottles,
Right, they can only handle them.
and they have to hand do them. So they might be. We've had 2 beers now that had flaws in the packaging. One that was infected, and then one that was a gusher.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's just stuff that happens with a small production, So.
And with active ingredients, it's hard to control a lot of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I certainly assume that this one is bottle conditioned. So anytime you're putting yeast in a bottle, some crazy stuff can happen. I mean, it's a live active organism, so you never know. But this is a good beer, though. I like this.
Yeah. I'm sure it was like pretty awesome if it was on tap or like fresh out of the bottle, like even better.
Yeah. It's not hot at all. It's very mellow.
No, we don't. Again, I don't think this has an alcohol on it, the ABV.
With a quad, you're usually looking at like 10% at least. That being said, I mean this beer is quite drinkable for that amount of alcohol.
It doesn't taste like that. You may find us on the curb outside afterwards, and then they were drinking quads, weren't they?
Drinking quads every day.
Damn. No, that's nice. Yeah, I think the carbonation's kind of holding it back a touch, but it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty tingly in the mouth, which kind of interferes with some of the flavors, but like, luckily the beer's strong enough where we're still getting it to a certain extent. He's getting it.
I got it. I've been getting it all day.
All right. Well, cheers to Ithaca and their anniversaries, and
Thanks
cheers
for
to you.
watching.